X-Men hit US arcades in 1992. The game was both published and developed by Konami, the same developers that created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cabinet in '89 and Turtles in Time in 1991. The arcade was a side-scrolling beat-em-up where you would play as one of 6 different famous mutants: Storm, Wolverine, Dazzler, Cyclops, Colossus, and my personal favorite, Nightcrawler. Each character could jump, attack, and use a special mutant power, which was usually some type of big AoE closer range clearing ability. Cyclops used an optic blast, Colossus did an AoE charge attack, Wolverine sliced through the air doing arcing damage, Nightcrawler warped around the stage hitting anyone he came in contact with, Dazzler threw a light bomb at short range, and Storm casted a lightning vortex in a large line in front of her. These mutant supers could be used as long as you had the life or power-ups to use them, which you could hold up to 3. However, the power-ups themselves weren't consumed unless you didn't have enough health to pay for the mutant ability, which cost you 3 bars. Kind of a weird design choice, but spamming your mutant ability was a great way to ensure you spent a lot of quarters on the machine. Aside from the visual look of the characters, all played the same. However, each character had a slightly different melee range. The X-Men arcade game took you through some iconic comic locations, like a Sentinel Factory, Asteroid M, and the Savage Land. But for some reason the game calls it Island M. Maybe there's a loss in translation because this is clearly the Savage Land or Genosha. The game's animations were gorgeous, bringing our favorite X-Men characters to life for the first time in true video game fashion. Sure, there had been other X-Men games before this, on the NES, but they failed in visual comparison before this. The enemy types varied and were fun to destroy, and of course there were the boss battles, which featured multiple villains from the Brotherhood like Blob, Pyro, Juggernaut, Mystique, and Magneto. Among others too, like Emma Frost, Nimrod, and Wendigo. Of course, you may notice that the X-Men in this arcade look a lot different than the 90s X-Men cartoons we all grew to love as kids. That's because the character designs themselves were based in part on the original pilot X-Men cartoon that aired in September of 1989. And if you haven't seen it, it's called Pride of the X-Men, and it's pretty good. In fact, there's a rich, deep history about the X-Men cartoon show and how it got off the ground. I won't get into it here, but it's a long, interesting read if you get a chance. In fact, I believe there's a book on it you can get here. The arcade game is great, but it's not without its faults though. First off, the music is very forgettable and borderline annoying. Coming from the team that did Sunset Riders and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade, I would have expected a better soundtrack. This was probably due to the fact that the game had a different composer this time around, someone who didn't work on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cabinet. The second thing is probably what the arcade is most infamous for. It's broken English. There's a bit of voice work in the game, including cutscenes. Most of it sounds poor, and some line delivery is as flat as a board.
Magneto is planning to attack Earth from his asteroid base. You must foil his plan before it's too late.
Help. Police. Murder.
However, some of the boss one-liners are hilariously bad.
Aha, you fell into our trap. The White Queen welcomes you to die.
I am Magneto, master of magnet. You are dead. I kill you, ex-chicken. Welcome to die.
Regardless of the bad voice work, the arcade game became a fan favorite amongst kids and comic book fans. The X-Men cabinet itself varied in design and had a fully wide double-screen 6-player version, which if you ever see one in person, it's monstrously impressive. The game was ported to PSN and Xbox Live in 2010 and to mobile in 2011. However, both versions are no longer available, most likely due to expiring licenses through Disney after the merger of Marvel in 2009. The X-Men arcade is still a blast to play with friends, and I have many fond memories spending my hard-earned cash and spamming my mutant ability power, not understanding why I was dying so fast. Have a request for an arcade corner? Tweet me and include #ArcadeCorner. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.
You are dead!
Next time on Shack's Arcade Corner.
If you will not fight, then you will meet your destiny.